Welcome back, dear viewers. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching this edition of The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. Now it's time for a second and final topic of discussion for today. And as we noted earlier, it's going to be dedicated to the talk about cinema, the latest, the techniques used in the cinema, and also the drama, as we're on the Ramadan is just around the corner, and Ramadan is marred with an array of soap operas and TV series. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined here in the studio by Mr. Fouad Sherbini, and he's a director. First of all, good morning, sir, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Well, Mr. Fouad, good morning. First of all, I'd like to ask you, originally you're a graduate of the Faculty of Mass Communication. What made you become a director?
Well, first of all, mass communication, and my major was broadcasting. Mm-hmm. So we studied, of course, how to be a director, how to be a cinematographer, how to be a videographer, how to write a script. Mm-hmm. So I studied all of this in the university. Mm-hmm. I was in a private university. Mm-hmm. And then I made self-studies, a lot of self-studies, and that's how things became.
I understand that you passed through different phases, like you were a DJ, then you did, you wrote scripts. Would you tell us about the phases you passed through?
I started working since I was 14 years old. I was a DJ, as you said, a music player. I used to do the parties in my school. And then after I went to the university, I started working from my second year. I started working in a TV channel as an assistant director. And then after a while, I started writing a short film, and I started shooting it. And then I worked in another channel, and so on and so forth. Things were going like that.
Yes, broadcasting and directing, I believe, they're a little bit different. So what made you take the initiative to start writing a script and directing a short movie? What encouraged you to do so? And who do you deem as your mentor, of course?
Okay, as I said, we studied that in the university. Mm-hmm. We studied how to write a script, mm-hmm. and we had some projects, mm-hmm. Documentary project, for example,
yes.
to write a script and shoot it and finalize it and make the editing for mm-hmm. it. Mm-hmm. My graduation project was a short film. Mm-hmm. I got excellent in the grades of it. Mm-hmm. Feature film, of course.
Yes.
We had everything in the broadcasting. You have to learn everything mm-hmm. in order to work efficiently in the place you are in, mm-hmm. behind the camera or in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm. Well, most of your topics are quite serious, like they are either about loyalty or harassment, sexual harassment, and so on and so forth. Now, dealing with such topics, how do you deal with them? Especially, I feel that they have a flavor of being documentaries, although you're doing it in the form of a short film.
It's not a documentary.
I understand it's a short film, but I mean in terms of the topics itself, it's more like a feature or something that concerns the society.
I like to talk in the issues that will help the society, as you said, because there are two things. Mm-hmm. Either I'm going to talk about politics or I'm going to talk about social issues. Mm-hmm. So in politics, there is no one will gain anything out of it. It's only an opinion. Mm-hmm. But in the social issues, there is always right or wrong. Mm-hmm. The right is shown and the wrong is shown. So that's why I like to have a message in my work.
Yeah, we're airing videos now. Is this a ceremony that you were honored at? And if you can tell us what was the prize for, and what did you get credit for?
This was the Orphans Day, mm-hmm. the yearly Orphans Day.
Yes.
And all of the celebrities that were in the ceremony,
yes,
were honored.
Yeah.
Now it was in in March, I think.
Yes.
Last March.
Speaking about the film genres, what do you see as the most popular genre here in Egypt? And do you have something in mind that you would like to? What's your passion? I mean, which genre would you like to work on? If you can tell us more about that.
I like the suspense a lot. I don't like the action because sometimes it's not so easy to do. There are some obstacles that you may have doing some action things here in Egypt, and a lot of budget needs to be done. So the suspense is the most efficient and easy thing to do.
Now, actually, you were awarded several awards, including an award at the Cinema Mobile Festival in the year 2013 for your film *The Murderer*. Now, would you tell us more about
Festival.
that? Or the CAM? That's the CAM Festival. Yeah, CAM International Festival. Excuse me, for documentary films. So, would you tell us about your
short
awards?
films and documentary.
Yeah, would you tell us about your awards?
Well, I have from CAM International Film Festival. I have 4 awards. And in the Apex, I had 2 gold medals. Apex is the biggest festival for cinematographers and directors in Egypt. They go and they give lectures and they give workshops about cinema film industry, how to make a cinema film. They also how to be a videographer or cinematographer. Other parts, how to be a documentary photographer. Or so it has a wide range of.
I believe that in the past, Egypt was pioneering in this industry, and for a certain reason, it kept fluctuating. How do you evaluate the industry now as we speak? In comparison, of course, to the world cinema.
Also, the world cinema is going down because the internet is now very opened. You can watch the film in the cinema. You can watch it at home, the same quality, the sound and video. So the wide range open of internet made the industries in general
Weaker.
Yes, weaker. Cinema or even video clips or even
Music videos.
Everything is sinking because.
So, as a cinematographer or as a person working in the industry, what are you doing in order to keep it competitive?
Well, I try not to broadcast the things online. Yeah, before they are. Sometimes we show it in cinemas, and sometimes we show it in the opera and in the educational centers. So after I finished all of the showings, I started to broadcast and online. Otherwise, people will see it online; they will not come the show. That's the only way. That's the only way that it's done worldwide.
Mr. Fouad, you're considered as an independent filmmaker, more or less. And now, I know that the independent cinema in Egypt now is starting to boom, and actually it is the one that's representing Egypt abroad in most of the film festivals. Would you talk to us about Egypt or the independent cinema presence in the international and Arab film festivals, please?
Well, we can say in the last couple of years the industry is getting larger in Egypt and also in the Arabian Peninsula. Sorry, not in Egypt only. The industry is growing more and more because now it's easier to make a film or it's easier to shoot anything only with a mobile, with a good quality. You can make a very good film. So that's why the industry is growing much more. You can go online, see some tutorials. You will get, of course, you will not be so professional like the academic people who went to universities, but you will get the know how to make something good.
On the other hand, sometimes you see amateur videos that get millions of hits on YouTube, for instance.
Exactly. That's why it's becoming easier. It's becoming harder for us.
Yeah. So you need to produce something that is really it's a masterpiece or talented in order to attract your audience, given the other the mediums. I mean, the social media, YouTube, for instance, so on.
And you have to use the tools that the professional tools, not the tools that anyone will use.
Yes.
For example, the wide range of camera lenses. If you shoot with a mobile, there will not be a camera lens that powerful. The equipments to be used, that you put on the camera, these things that will make you different than
yes,
others.
Again, as a filmmaker or as a cinematographer, what are the major challenges that you're facing?
Money.
Production.
Production. That's the most challenge, because
Yeah, but you have just said that you can produce low budget movies, but with a brilliant idea, it could go popular or famous.
no budget, but no budget. Some people do it with no budget. That's why it's not so professional. But if you want to do something professional with a low budget, there is a budget.
Yes.
The problem with the independent cinema actually is that it's not a type of film that you will be putting in a theater, except for the film of the Jews in Egypt. That was the only one which is sort of a documentary. Very few are really, they can make profit when they are in the cinemas. Most of my friends tell me that actually it's the international awards and the festivals that they target. To what extent is that true?
To a large extent. You can show it in cinemas, and I have shown a lot of things in cinemas.
But did you get revenue?
But the revenue, as you said, if you get a revenue, it's going to be from the awards of the festival, not from the tickets.
Yes.
That's why. And
No,
even the big production films, they are not getting a lot of revenues out of the tickets, because as I said, people stay at home.
Why would I go pay for a cinema ticket and I can just go online and watch the movie?
Yes, you will stay like
So
2
this
months.
is a very serious copyright issue, because I believe it's not violating copyrights abroad is not as popular as it is here and in other countries. Some other countries.
To a certain extent, it is, because it's like a pipe. It's like a big pipe. How are you gonna cut the pipe? It's flowing. It's going. And if you cut it from one place, it's open from another place. If you cut it from a place, it's open. So worldwide, it's going like that. But they are trying to stop this issue.
Yes. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Is there anything that you'd like to add, Fouad?
It's my pleasure that I was with you today.
Thank you.
The same here. And dear viewers, by this we wrap up today's episode of the Breakfast Show. Just a quick recap of what we talked about. We talked about the visit of the Hungarian premier to Egypt, and of course the head of the European Bank, and also the future of cinema in Egypt. We had a young cinematographer and filmmaker. And dear viewers, you're in the company of Rasha Madi and Karim Kamaluddin. Until we meet again, this is a very goodbye.